That's right. This is what you guys have been waiting for. Jedi Knight Revan's Kit. Now, there's going to be more footage, obviously, soon, TM, on the actual gameplay, but I can assure you this guy is worth the hype. They just put this hot off the press. This should be hitting the forums. You guys should be able to read this for yourself. But for anybody who can't read it for themselves and they just need to hear it or they just want the analysis, I'm going to go over this right now. Now, Jedi Knight Revan, obviously, is a light side attacker, Old Republic and Jedi. He is obviously going to be extremely powerful. And he's got 6 abilities, 3 Zetas, but on his basic ability called Ferocious Charge, it's going to deal special damage to target enemy. This means you're going to be modding him with offense. We're going to talk about that later, but deal special damage to a target enemy. It deals 25% more damage to dark side characters. And if they're marked, which is his special debuff, he will gain 20% turn meter when he strikes them. So this is pretty cool. Let's go into his Master Strategist. Master Strategist has a cooldown of 3. It says deal special damage to all enemies, so it's an AoE, and he's going to dispel all debuffs on all Jedi and Old Republic allies, and then Revan heals all Jedi and Old Republic allies by 10% for each Jedi and each Old Republic ally, and then Revan gains critical damage up and foresight up for 3 turns. Then swap turn meter with another Jedi. So this is huge, this is a mouthful, but he's going to have a turn meter swap kind of like Thrawn has, and he does a heal. Now this heals for every tag. So if a character happens to have 2 tags like Jedi and Old Republic, such as himself or such as Bastila or Jolie, then they're going to get double. That's going to be 20% for those individuals. So, that's up to 80% healing on this. And then, of course, he swaps his turn and he gives himself critical damage up, which is awesome because he is going to crit if you mod him correctly. And when he crits, he's going to do more damage. His second special is called Direct Focus. It's a cooldown of 3, and this is a Zeta. Now, of all the Zetas that he's got, this is going to be the lowest priority Zeta. I know that sounds crazy, but there are 3, and this one's going to inflict buff immunity onto the character and mark that character. Now, the mark is kind of like an opposite of taunt. Instead of having to hit somebody because of taunt, you have to hit this person because they have this buff. So this allows your debuff. So this allows you to target a very specific character and force fire them down like you would anyways, but not have to get caught up in other characters' taunts because you have to hit the character that this is on. It says this effect can't be resisted, evaded, copied, or dispelled. So this is happening. Also increase target enemies cooldown by 1. So it's a little bit Darth Nihilus-esque in that sense. Reduce their turn meter by 50% and stun them for 1 turn. This is really awesome. It also says this attack cannot be evaded. Call all Jedi allies to assist with 50% less damage. This is really powerful. Direct focus is really what he's all about. He basically takes his entire team. He says, I want to kill, over here Darth Nihilus, and then everybody gets to kill Darth Nihilus, and they don't have to worry about any other taunts or anything. They get to go around it. He basically gives the ability to ignore taunt to the entire team. Now, his leadership is called General of the Old Republic, and it's going to be a Zeta. This is the #1 most popular Zeta if you're going to run him in leadership, and you should. So this is the one you're going to want to Zeta first. At the start of battle, Jedi and Old Republic allies gain 5% speed, 5% crit chance, and 5% offense for each Jedi and Old Republic ally. Each tag gives this benefit. That's up to, if somebody has 2, they get 10% of each of these for that character. So really crazy. While Revan is in the leader slot and not the ally slot, these units are immune to bonus turn meter effects from leadership abilities until the start of the first turn. Also, all Jedi allies gain tenacity up for 1 turn, which keeps anything that opens kind of quickly from happening, such as worrying about days happening. When a Jedi ally, there's a lot in this leadership, by the way. Whenever another Jedi ally attacks out of turn, they recover 20% of their max protection. So they're going to regenerate their own protection, and they deal 35% more damage. When a Jedi ally uses a basic ability, this is huge. when they use a basic ability with bonus protection, so they're hitting someone like Enfys Nest, she has bonus protection. When they do a basic on her, it reduces the enemy's max health by 10%. Now this means that her max health is going to shrink down to nothing, down to very little. At the start of each Jedi ally's turn, they gain strategic advantage if no ally has it. So this new buff called strategic advantage will be out there floating on your team, and it says a Jedi ally with strategic advantage has, if no ally has strategic advantage. So if no one has it, someone gets it. And if someone has it, they can't be countered when they have that buff. In addition, strategic advantage, when they have it, it says it will dispel all debuffs on a target other Jedi ally. So now you can cleanse your own team. And what happens is you cleanse them and then you do a mass attack with the two of you. And then the new one gets to keep the buff and you lose the buff. That's how you pass this. And then the next person gets to cleanse, call a mass attack. So there's going to be nonstop assist calls if you play it right. So the way it reads out again is it dispels all debuffs on the target other Jedi ally. They gain the advantage and they assist using their basic ability. This character uses their basic ability and then loses strategic advantage. That's the initial. So you're passing this buff from character to character as you cleanse and call assists, which will regenerate your protection and do more damage. And then he has two uniques. One's called Savior. It's not a Zeta, and it says whenever another Jedi ally is active, Revan ignores taunt. So at the very beginning, as long as there's a Jedi, he gets to target whoever he wants to target. The first time another Jedi ally would be reduced to 1 health, and this includes himself, Jedi Knight Revan is alive, they recover 100% of their max health and protection and gain critical hit immunity, and they get a bonus turn. So they, instead of dying, are saved, and they get 100% health and protection, critical hit immunity, and an extra turn, including himself, because it says this character, while Revan's in the leader slot, he can also be saved by Savior. So this is really cool. Anybody can have this now. It only happens one time in a battle, so when someone dies, whoever that is, that person is regenerated, and then you get to use them, and the next time someone dies, they stay dead. His next unique is called Hero, and it's a Zeta, and it says Jedi Knight Revan is immune to stun and ability block, because you got to make sure he's doing what he needs to do. And it says he has plus 10% tenacity, health steal, max health, max protection, critical hit avoidance, defense, and critical damage, and other light side allies gain half these bonuses while Revan's active. It also says these bonuses are doubled while he's in the leader slot. So he gets 20% tenacity, 20% health steal, 20% max health, 20% max protection, critical avoidance, defense, and damage. And if he's in the leader slot, everybody else is going to get 10% tenacity, health steal, max health. This is crazy. Now they're showing some synergies in this particular picture, but I have a different team composition that I'm going to showcase. So in short, he's got 6 abilities, 3 Zetas. His leadership's going to be the most important Zeta. He's got a basic that does extended amounts of damage if he's going against dark side, and it speeds him up. He's got an AoE that can cleanse everybody. He gives a unique ability that lets everybody cleanse everybody and call assists, which every time they assist, they gain bonus protection. If anyone dies, they can be brought back to life with an extra turn. And if you're using other characters such as General Kenobi, he's going to call assists. He can also be there to soak up and isolate if needed. And you've got Ezra there for massive damage and dispel. You've got Yoda, who's going to be passing buffs around to everybody. So everybody's going to be hitting for a significant amount more. And he's got a crazy, crazy, crazy kit. I foresee over the next 3 to 6 months, this very, very, very easily being the top meta across all leaderboards. I know a lot of people are going to be, again, upset about this, but I think that this was the time coming. It kind of makes me just a little bit sad because obviously I just got my Darth Treya this week to 7 stars. That's right. I got her to 7 stars this week. And wah, here comes Jedi Knight Revan, and he's definitely going to be womping on all of them. Now, modding's going to be important, so when I make my video soon, TM, we're going to talk about very key modding on this character. We're going to also showcase him on offense and defense, and you're going to watch him obliterate individuals on offense, and you're going to watch him obliterate me on defense. When I try to take him out, you're going to see him defend very, very well. Way better than I expected. Definitely future meta. As always, keep your gaming on. Warrior out.